Bill, N6BCT with W7MS, K0 DWC. Good morning, Bill. I got you in the number 2 spot. I don't hear him, Mike, do you?
Well, you know, I rarely hear Bill, and I haven't heard him.
Okay. Yeah, I heard him check in over here, but he didn't come back. Bill, N6BCT, are you copying over?
Well, I think Bill is in the state of confusion.
Yeah, he might be. He might be having a little bit of trouble. I'll just leave him in the 2 spot and wait and see what happens, I guess. But if there's anybody else that'd like to check in, be an early check-in. I'm just taking the check-ins. Carla's going to be the net control this morning. But there's a number 3 out there. You're welcome to check in at any time.
W6 SSP.
Okay, I kind of heard a double, but I did manage to scratch out Steve, W6 SSP. Good morning, Steve. I got you in the number 3 spot. I believe there was another check-in there. Come now.
VXY. Oh, what's going on?
Okay, here's Vern. Vern, I've got you down in the 4 spot, K6VXY, in the 4 spot. Was there someone else who wanted to check in there? You can come now.
Good morning to Vern. He keeps doubling with you, Chuck. I think he also lives in the state of confusion.
Okay. Okay, yeah, K6VXY, good old Vern. Vern, I got you in the 4 spot, man. Is there a number 5 out there? You can come now.
That's my home. I don't know what I forgot to do. K6VXY, hopefully I made it here.
Doubling, Vern.
I've got you in there, Vern. I've copied you. You're in the number 4 spot, sir. Is there a number 5 out there? You can come now.
Somebody wants to check.
Well, there's Richard. Good morning, Richard. Q5 copy. A little bit down just a tad, but you know, that could be the conditions a little bit. But I've copied you Q5, and you're in the 5 spot, Richard. WR6J. Is there a number 6 out there for the Vintage Military Radio Net? You can come now.
NU 6F.
Good morning, Ron. Beautiful signal this morning. No problems. I've got you in the 6 spot, and you 6F in the number 6 spot. Is there a number 7 out there? You can come now.
Okay, good morning, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get the net rolling, but I'm going to go ahead and put K0DWC in the number 7 spot. So This is W4 Delta Victor Quebec, and I will be never mind, wait a minute. And I will be your net control this morning. We will be operating on 3974 KC. The Vintage Military Radio Net is a roundtable AM net that gives hams an opportunity to operate their vintage military radio gear on the air. Military gear is encouraged, but certainly not required. Check-ins will be given a number that can be used in the handoff. I will call for check-ins at the end of each roundtable session. So if anybody has anything for sale or want, please mention it during your turn in the roundtable session. So far, this morning I have Mike, W7MS, good morning. Number 2 is Bill, N6BCT, good morning, Bill. Number 3 is Steve, W6SSP, good morning, Steve. And Vern, K6VXY, good morning, Vern. And then Richard, WR6J, good morning to you. And Ron, NU6F, good morning. And Chuck, K0DWC. So I'm going to make another call out for number 8. If there's anybody out there who'd like to check in for the first go-around, please come now.
W6, W27, Japan Radio Yankee.
Okay, I got Henry, WA7YBS out in the number 8, and I heard somebody else out there. Please check in. Check in now.
W6JRY.
Okay, good morning, Jerry. I got you in the number 9 spot. Is there a number 10 out there who'd like to check in for the first go-around? Please come now. Okay, nothing heard. So, with that, this morning my setup is an ART-13 with the ARR7 and the D104 amplified mic. And I'm doing, the wattage is probably about 200, give or take. So, with that, we'll start with Mike, W7MS to take it. This is Whiskey 4, Delta Victor, Quebec.
Well, good morning to one and all. Just a moment. Okay, I had to reset the TR switch here. It was giving me, since that's been a subject of conversation, it was giving me the little buzz there on the first key up, but now it's not buzzing. So it's Life is Good, W7MS here in Reno. Good morning to one and all. I've got Bill, Steve, Vern, Richard, Ron, Henry, and Jerry. So I may be missing a station out there, but that's what I've heard here locally, at least I made note of. And good morning, Carla. And of course, Chuck. Let's not forget Chuck. So that's who I forgot. So good morning to you. So this morning running the Viking kilowatt, and the reason to be, we're on sea trial mode here. I've had it on the air once with Mr. Andrew Miller since its repair, and the repair was a failed feed-through insulator, ceramic insulator on the input to the plate choke, which is probably relatively vulnerable since there's all that pulsating DC at 120 hertz coming off the rectifiers, but that actually blew through and shorted out, and thankfully it wasn't the plate choke. So a little bit of work, but it was a good ending and an easy fix via the junk box and the collection of porcelain feed-throughs. So that's the setup here. So 100% civilian and listening on a 75A1. Exciter is the usual 32V3, supplying RF excitation to the pair of 4400s in the high power mode, and audio drive to the pair of 810s. So With that, let's see what Bill's up to. Hello, Bill in Half Moon Bay, N6 BCT W7MS.
Bill, are you out there? N6 BCT, Bill, it's your turn. Okay, we'll just go to the number 3 spot, W6SSP, to Steve, and we'll check to see if Bill's back later. So go ahead, Steve.
Okay, Carla, I think he handed it over to me. I couldn't hear Bill either. Let me double check. Okay, well, I'll take it. If Bill chimes in, let me know. I can barely hear anybody today. This is Steve, W6SSP, just north of Santa Rosa, running the Collins 32V1 cross motor and matching 75A1 receiver. 85 watts out into a dipole about 40 feet up, and unamplified D104 microphone. Carl, good to hear you on this morning, and good morning to everybody. I was at a car show last weekend, a local one, the big one, and there was a Ford Deluxe convertible. Oh man, that thing was beautiful. Original condition too. The only thing about it was the interior. I'm not sure if it was a 51 or not, but that was a beautiful car, and I was certainly thinking about Woodchuck. So, let's see, we'll send it down to, oh, by the way, your Viking kilowatt sounds fantastic. Nice rig, one I've always kind of wanted, but don't have the room for. Neat, there can't be too many ways around these days. So we'll send it over to Vern, A6BXY, W6SSP.
Okay, I think I threw the right switches. This K6 VXY. I hear myself on the radio, that's right, because my power is not quite right today. I am running the linear. Let's make sure I got it decent, right? K6 VXY. Yeah, it's showing there. Maybe it's on the wrong scale. Maybe I am running 80 watts. Let's see what this wonderful meter says here. There's the plate current. I found out this week I got to keep the plate current below 100 mils when I'm running AM. Oh wait, there we go. Power, drive, tune it. That's it. I get all mixed up sometimes. K6 VXY now running full bore now. I got the Marauder HX10 driving the wonderful faithful here SB200, and I should be running somewhere around the right power. Got this on the right scale. Maybe this is 3kW. I don't know what scale I'm on. I'm either running 7 watts or 70. I think I'm running 70. Anyhow, I've got the Marauder turned down, so it won't run in this mode much more than 10 watts, but I'm still using what I call the world-famous D104 microphone, and let me know if I'm over-modulating, and I'm kicking the meter pretty good. So let's see. Located still in Pine Mountain Lake, which is also known as Groveland, California, to the mailman. And I did some antenna work. The signals today are good, but not as strong as they have been. But what I did is I raised one end of my antenna from 8 feet off the ground because the tree thing, and I got some tree branches going, and I'm at least 30, 35 feet off the ground at that end now. The apex is now over 40 feet, and the other end is somewhere between 30 and 40 feet. And it's sort of it's not a dipole, it's more of a lazy L, maybe? No, see, it's about, let's see, one direction favors you guys pretty well, and the other one not so much, maybe more Northern California. But anyhow, it's working. kicking up a lot of modulation. I can move back from the microphone, so that'll be a test. Next week, hopefully, I can do my 7200 ICOM versus the Marauder test. Two different microphones and both running about 10 to 12 watts. And the Marauder's hanging in there, so I'm very happy with it. And hopefully it's working well today. I'm backing off on the microphone. Maybe that's better. I don't know. I like to see the needle move. It's screen modulation, and it's like plate modulation. It kicks the power up when I speak. So that's good to know. Oh, I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I will say hello to Carla and Chuck and Mike and Bill, hopefully. Steve, thank you for turning it over here, and coming up is Richard and Jerry and NU6F, Ron, yeah, and I think maybe YBS, but some of the guys doubled when they were checking in. This K66BXY, I'm turning it over to WR6J, another SB200 guy. Go ahead.
Yes, you're right, Dan. I was running in less than 200 with a whole new last, but this week so that's the input side, and all that last week to output side is a tuner and a analyzer side. And I mentioned my technical operators in my book to make that material. So it's good to hear the Viking kilowatt on the air earlier. I think that was Mike, W7MS. It did sound very good. I'm going to be venturing into the high power Johnson range shortly. I picked up two Johnson Invader 2000s yesterday, two of them. Well, I got too excited and one power supply, and I think there should be another power supply coming. So next year that's going to be a big project, getting all of that up and running. I think it's a bit of a monster, or two monsters in this case. Anyway, I've been rambling long enough. I'm going to pass it over to another 2x1 call sign, Ron. So any WR6J, that's to you.
Okay, good deal. Turn down the site phone volume. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys are copying, but I'm sure Mike and the locals are. I switched radios. It's Ron, NU6F, and I'm here in Reno, just a few miles north of Mike, and I'm running the BC654 right now. I had a last-minute project last night to swap out the power supply with the repaired TE103 vibrator supply. So I got my home blue supply unplugged, and I've got an original. Well, I ended up going to a solid-state vibrator, but other than that, it's all stock, and we're running about 100 watts with the 654 driving the 811 amp. And wow, Richard, you are Mr. E.F. Johnson. All of the Valiant, I still have my old Valiant is still sitting in the closet in the other room for a one of these days project. And Mike with the kilowatt, and you know, I don't even remember the Johnson Invaders. I'll have to Google that to see what they were. Vern, great hearing the Marauder. Today I can hear, as opposed to last week with
a horrible QRN from mystery sources next door. But all I know is that I'm getting even. I'm turning off and on the kitchen faucet, the touch screen, the touch faucet at the neighbor's place. Although I tested it yesterday, and we did some tests, and I could not get their kitchen faucet to come off and on. But I'm pretty sure probably some combination of rigs here that might do it. And Steve, good hearing you in there, even with the with the marginal receiver here on the 654. Why, yeah, my copy. Bill, not so much. And Carla, good deal for riding herd on the net. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Chuck. We'll probably switch rigs this next time to give you some more power. K0 DWC and U6F.
Okay, Ron, NU6F in the group K0 DWC. Well, yeah, I'm in the 7 spot. Henry's 8 and Gary's 9. Anyway, good morning to Carla and Mike and Bill, if you're listening. Steve, Vern, Richard, you again, Ron, and to Henry and to Jerry. The signals seem to be down just a little bit, although everybody is copyable. But it's not too bad. But anyway, I'm running the same thing Carla's running this morning, ART13, ARR7 with the inverted V and the D104 mic. And I turned on the loop with the R388 as a backup, which helps immensely. But anyway, Mike, I guess we'll just hand it to Bill on the second round, and if he's not there, then just slap it back over to Steve, I guess. I don't know. Bill may be there, but I don't know. We'll find out. But anyway, good to hear everybody this morning. Nice bunch of folks here. So we'll keep it going, and I will send it over across the road to Henry, WA7YBS in the group K0 DWC. Go ahead, bud.
Okay. K0 DWC, WA7YBS. All right. Well, good copy on everybody. And not extremely strong because of what I'm listening on. But first, what am I transmitting on? This is the ATD. And I'm running about 40 watts carbon microphone. And so that's the transmitter side of things. I've run the ATD before, but what I'm listening on is different, and it's a British receiver. It's the Lancaster Bomber, so-called Lancaster Bomber receiver, the R1155, and it's almost stock, and it's so it's got all of the DF, the direction finding circuitry is still in it, and it's got 10 tubes in the receiver, but 4 of them are just for direction finding. So it's really only a 6-tube receiver, but it's picking up everybody, so what can you say? And so we're powering the R1155 with a Lambda 25, Model 25 desk power supply, bench power supply, and then I got a little RCA variable supply as the bias voltage. So anyway, that's the setup here. The linear array antenna, and let's see, with that, let's see if Jerry is copying. W6JRY, WA7YBS.
Okay, Henry, WA7YBS in the group, W6JRY. Yeah, well, good morning to all. Carl, Mike, I didn't hear Bill, Steve, Vern, Richard, and Ron, and Chuck, and Henry there. Let's see here. This is Jerry, W6JRY, in Forest Ranch, California. And And let's see, we're on something different here too. We're on the Viking 2 transmitter here with a D104 microphone, 100 watts output, and the receiver I'm using is my old HRO50T receiver, and it seems to be working here. Been sitting here for a long time with dust on it, and we blew the dust off and got it going hopefully here. And same antenna, Delta Loop, set up here. And like I said, the Johnson Viking 2. The ugly one, as Mike calls it. I remember that, Mike. Incidentally, Mike is by far the strongest signal here, and sounds very, very nice. And I'm nervous person with the carbon mic there, but I understand with that rig you have, an Okayama Ramcasting receiver there. And I read the article there, too, that you, your last article was, so I enjoyed reading that. Vern, you keep backing off on the mic, and then I can't hear you, and then you come back, and so on. So, yeah, you might get a little closer on the mic and stay in the room spot, and it would be a little better. And, everybody else copiable here, fine. No problems. Not much radio work here. I've been very busy trying to get the garden in all week. Just a massive amount of cleanup around the yard. It seems like nothing, all kinds of growth and stuff and a lot of work outside. So with that, back up to the top to Carla, and well, go around again here, I guess. W4DVQ and the group W6JRY.
Okay, W6JRY. This is W4DVQ. Real quick, let me see if there's anybody out there would like to check in and be number 10. Please come now. Okay, nothing heard, so, yeah. So, I wanted to say, on this car, the 51 Ford, Chuck got me some fuzzy dice, some black ones with the white little spots on it, and it looks pretty cool. It's the first fuzzy dice I've ever had. But, he's been doing little things here and there on it. The major work's going to be putting the passenger and driver's side windows in, changing that out, and we still got to do the steering box and brake rails before I can even attempt to go to Brad's with it. So that's about where we are with that. So I guess I'll start the round 2. And hand it to Mike at W7 Mexico Sierra. This is Whiskey 4 Delta Victor Quebec.
Well, thank you, Carla. KW4DVQ with K0DWC maybe in the co-pilot seat. W7MS. Well, Carla, great. Congratulations on the dice. And we're sure the chief mechanic and bottle washer there will get that car spiffed out for Brad's, because we want to see the drive-by. Looking forward to that. So thanks for the update on that. Yeah, no reception on Bill. I did hear a carrier when you requested any further check-ins, but there was no modulation, so there was really no reason to pursue that one. But if they're out there, try again, please. And let me see, Steve, we're here in UQ5, but conditions are summertime. The sun's up, and the reception, received signal level is down, but still 100% copy from your station on the V1. And Vern, congratulations with running the amplifier. Significant improvement over QRP, and we heard you Q5, and it looks like you're working out some of the details and nuances of operation. But great to hear you this morning, doing quite well. And Richard, congratulations on the Invaders ×2. It's we'll be looking forward to hearing updates on the Invader projects in the future. There certainly has been the it's been the quite over the years of various folks who have been into the Invader mode. So it'll be interesting to see what your experience will be. Ron, BC 654, of course Q5. Pretty much pinning the S-ometer here, but you're just down the street, so good. Congratulations on returning to the OEM power supply with a modern update for the vibrators. Sounded quite well. And Henry on the ATD and the 1155 combo, great to hear that. Congratulations on the 1155. Sent you a picture of my future 1155 project, but it's somewhere in the queue, but it's at least in the stack of stuff, so to speak. And Jerry, thanks for the comments on the Sigonel. And it's everybody's doing quite well. And projects here, and I'm just going to say it never, eventually you get around to everything, but probably when I first moved into this house and had resurrected a lot of my prized possessions from storage, I fired up my Stromberg Carlson AWP-8, which is kind of their version of a transoceanic with kind of in the bling wars. If you could add more stuff to it and make it more spiffy to increase sales or at least eye candy appeal. So we got that going. I think I plugged it in when I first moved into this house, and it produced smoke. Set it aside, and probably 10 or 12 years later I got around to actually fixing it. So it's there's virtually nothing to listen to, but it does well on 5, 10, and 15 megahertz WWV, and listening to all the noise sources in the neighborhood. But it sure looks cool. And between the hydrometer, the thermometer, the barometric pressure, the world map in full color, featuring the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, circa 1957, the ferrite stick antenna with the suction cups, fed with a 300 ohm window line. So this thing is super deluxe, and thank goodness at least has an RF amp in front of the standard tube lineups, at least the 1 volt version. So that's what I've been up to. So let's see what Bill is, if he's back on the air, and we'll take a close listen for a Half Moon Bay N6 BCT W7MS. Well, nothing heard here, Steve, so take it away.
I heard Bill just briefly. I think he was give a chance. So 656 will be successful. Are you on the air, Bill? Is anyone hearing Bill?
There was another W6 of some sort that was in there.
Okay, I didn't hear anything, so I didn't pick it up. Hope I'm not doubling with anybody. Anyway, this is Steve, W6SSP again, and let's see, very good Richard on the Valiant and the Invader. It's pretty cool. I've never seen him in person, but it looks pretty impressive. We've got a lot of Johnson gear here, and the predecessor to that, which is the, what was it? Looking into it right now. So I've got one of those, and I like to find them in Beta 2001 these days. Very good handling on the R1155. One showed up at the CHS swamp many years ago. It was modified. You'll watch the switches and pots and stuff on the top panel. I passed on it, but interesting looking radio for sure. I wanted to mention I've been talking with Jason, M6 for a while now, and he just picked up a number of interesting items, one of which was a that's his first Collins receiver, so he's going to have fun fixing that up. He also picked up a pan adapter to go with his RBC. He's got that working, but has some problems, so he's got some interesting projects going on. Nothing much going on here. In fact, I haven't purchased ham radio in quite a while. Until yesterday, that is. I picked up a QAP Labs QMX Plus, which is the all-band 106.3 6 meters QAP transceiver. I've got the earlier version of the real band, which I really like, so we'll see if I like this one or not. Wasn't that much money, so anything interesting things just to play with. So send it down to Vern, K6VXY, W6SSP.
convenient? Well, if you're running 6 pieces of equipment, which most of this stuff I got in front of me is, and I go back to the 40s, they're not the 60s. So anyhow, I'm turning it over to Rich. I hope conditions get a little better. I'm getting mostly 100% of everything, but the noise level is really up to date. So, over to WR6J. Hello, Jeff. I'm looking at the linear, make sure it can modulate. It's K6BXY.
W6MQI.
Spot after Jerry. So, back over to Richard, WR6J.
Thank you, Carla. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to Vern, K6BX, over to me. Vern, your modulation is definitely better with you further away from the mic. It might be a little bit on the quiet side, but your copy is much better, so that is working for you. Thanks for the nice comments around Vikings and Johnson equipment. Mike and Steve, you talked about the Invader 2000. Yeah, they have a reputation for being a bit of a beast when it comes to working on them, and I can see why. For those who don't know what it is, the Invader 2000 has basically an exciting rig, which is two 6146s. It runs FSD and it runs AM, but the AM is actually single sideband with carrier injected. That's the way it operates. And then the 2000 has a built-in linear amplifier that originally ran on 75As, but you can run it, which I'll be doing on 400. That's capable of legal limits for both FSD and linear amplifiers for the AM. So, and the amplifier weighs about 100 pounds. So it'll be fun trying to make that all work. What I might do is actually externally modulate the 6146 factor. That's what I'm doing here on the Valiant, and I think that might be better AM. Anyway, I won't be able to start on that until next year, so this will be my third unit for them. But great, everybody sounds good. I think there's been a little bit of CSC on the band in the last 15 minutes or so. So I'll keep things moving. Thanks, Carla, for having me on the net this morning, and time to concentrate with too long. So any success, this is WR6J on the beat.
Are you out there? Over?
Oh, okay. Forgot to turn my mic power on. There we go. Probably much more audio there. All right, gang. Well, I'm having a heck of a time copying. Vern, I barely caught bits and pieces, and Richard, I just didn't copy much of anything, no matter which antenna I use. So conditions are what they are. And I've got my battle with my noise, the mystery noise that is 20 over S9, and I at least can null it out to hear most of the stations. But yeah, it's tough operating on this frequency down here for me now. So I was on the Pixel loop, on my homebrew loop, on the big 10-foot loop, and the long wire. And the long wire was actually the best, only because it's farther away from the interference source. But at least I can copy when signals are a little more normal, which is better than last week, which I could not copy even Henry or Chuck. So there you go. Well, another couple of weeks I will be in Portugal, and so for 5 months I will not be hearing any AM 75 meter AM interference whatsoever, and I will be just CW mode on 40 through 10, and probably in October I'll be running a lot of 630 meters. So, but Henry, good deal on the ATD. I think that's the first time I've heard that, because I said, holy cow, Henry's on a different rig this time compared to the MIT radios we're used to hearing. And man, that's different. It's definitely military. So there you go. Navy carbon mic. That's the way to go. And as opposed to the carbon mic, why, there's Golden Valley mic, and he's got his, you have that deluxe receiver that was just gathering dust, and now it actually works. Yeah, I hadn't heard about that with the little mini weather station, and I remember the suction. There were some other radios that had the suction cup ferrite antenna, but oh yeah, there you go. You got the wow factor going with that receiver. All right, with that, I'm going to pass it down to. Oh yeah, Jerry. Okay, on the outdoor projects. Yeah, I've been using a lot of the dreaded Roundup, killing off every single weed that I can find that may rear its ugly head in the next 5 months, so that the HOA won't give me the nasty grams in the mail. I think I'd rather get a ticket from the FCC than I would from the HOA. Okay. With that, take it away, Chuck. In a land with no HOAs, Dayton, K0DWC, NU6F.
Okay, Ron, NU6F and Group K0DWC. Hey, I did have a question for you, though. I know you said you were going to Portugal in June, but are you going to be at Brad's? You may have said it already, but if you did, I forgot. But anyway, I was just curious. I know you're going to be gone for about 5 months, so I just was wondering if you were going to make it there until you took off. But anyway, you've got a strong signal here still. The noise level's picked up a little bit here as well. Mike, that Viking kilowatt sounds really good. I knew you were on something different, but I wasn't exactly sure what it was. I've got a very nice signal in here, even with the noise. Still haven't heard Bill. Steve was Q5 copy, but just down some. I'm sure it was just conditions. Vern, the Marauder's doing a good job for you. We were able to copy you with no problems, and you were Q5. Richard started out a little bit down, but then he picked up again. So, basically Richard's Q5 copy, and Ron, of course. Henry, I'm glad the ATD's on with that R1155. That's really a cool setup. I've heard the ATD before, but it's neat that you got the 1155 to go with that set now. The mic, I'm not sure about. The only reason I say that is because I was trying to remember what the other mic sounded like when you ran the ATD last time. So I can't really compare it. I mean, you were easy Q5 copy, no problem, but trying to compare it with another microphone, I'm at a loss. Gary, you're coming in here really well this morning. It's good to hear you on, and I want to say good morning to Dave, W6MQI. Good to have you back, Dave. But anyway, I know the conditions are going down pretty quick. I won't hold it. So with that, I'll send it over across 50 now to WA7 YBS to take it. Go ahead, Henry.
Okay. Let me do a little tweak and peek here and talk at the same time and see if we can, well, I guess we're not going to get much better than that without a lot of fiddling around. So anyway, okay, we changed rigs, and not for, any strange reasons other than conditions probably are a little on the downhill side, and of course only 40 watts. from the ATD and the carbon microphone, which was the Shure 102C. Wasn't a vintage, well, it's a vintage microphone, but it's not a World War II vintage microphone. So anyway, that combo is fun. And of course, I was running the ATD on the dynamotor, and so I don't know if you could hear it in the background or not. Probably not, because I was close talking to Mike, which was probably why the distortion was coming up, other than the inherent distortion that there is anyway in a carbon microphone. So anyway, we're on the 32V3 now, and 115 watts output, and so hopefully this sounds a little better. But couldn't get away from the British. The receiver is the Raycal, the RA-17L Mark III, which is a 1964 version of the Raycal receiver, the popular RA-17. They made those from about 1957 up to about 1966 or so, and it's a exceptional receiver. Triple conversion, very nice set. And so anyway, that's the changes here. I wanted to comment, Mike, on that Stromberg-Carlson, the Stromberg-Carlson's answer to the ZFTO, and I saw one on eBay about a year ago that was awfully tempting. It was the blue leather version, and I'd never seen a picture of one. All I've ever seen are the brown ones, brown leather. But this one had all the gadgets in it and everything, but it was done in a dark blue leather. Very striking, very tempting, but, well, you know how it goes. So anyway, very cool on the Stromberg, and with the built-in barometer and thermometer and all sorts of other gadgets. And let's see, the Marauder on Verns. Marauder sounds good over here. When I was listening on the R1155, I don't have an external amplifier for that. It's designed for headphones. And on headphones, it is great. High impedance phones, it sounds incredibly nice. But, I had it plugged into an LS3, so the audio was way down. It's just not designed to run the loudspeaker. So anyway, everybody was a little on the weak sounding side due to my setup. And but like I say, the R1155, if you run it as designed for headphones, it sounds great. And let's see, Richard's Valiant is sounding good with his custom way of running the audio on that. And let's see, Viking 2 from Jerry, HO50. So let's turn it over there and see how it's going. W6JRY, WA7YBS.
Right. Yeah, okay, there's somebody trying to break in there, but anyway, this is W6JRY, and good morning to you, Dave. You're really strong in here. I'm still copying everybody. There is QSB, but I'm copying everybody other than Bill. I think maybe Mike tried to come in there. There was a couple other breaks and some signals underneath some of the ones that were talking, but I'll let Carla take care of that. I'm going to pass it to Dave when I don't have too much more here. I'll give you a rundown on what I had here before, and Henry, you sound good on the 32V3, and the Raycal that you've changed over there too, and we were copying it fine before on the Lancaster receiver and the ATB. All right, it was just the carbon mic sound, and no problems there. Still, Mike with the Viking KW there is about the strongest, other than Dave. I think Dave out there most of the time. So I'm going to turn over to him. I'm I'm going to say 73s, and I'll be listening out. And everybody have a good day. So over to you there, Dave. W6MQI in the group, W6JRY.
W6JRY, W6MQI. Alright, well I don't know who all's on here. I kind of came in late. So good morning to everybody. And boy, there's some really deep QSB here today. Some of the stations are fading completely out. Anyway, yeah, it's been a while since I've been on here. Been in North Carolina. And then I had a back injury. I've been laid up since Wednesday. I wasn't even going to come out here today. But I got myself up and moving around. So I got to go to the doctor Tuesday for that. Not sure what's going to happen. But let's see. Sounds like Vance heading out to what was it? The Azores, I think it was. So we'll be seeing you for a while. And Steve, I heard you got yourself a CMX Plus. I've got one up and running, sort of. I'll email you. Interesting issues I have found with it. Not my fault either. It was a production. Wrong value resistors on the SWR bridge, causing the transmitter to go into safe mode. And since I would have a microscope to take probably a 32nd of an inch resistor off, there's two of them in the SWR bridge. I'm dead in the water. I can't replace them. I have no way to replace those resistors. I'm SMD type, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. Maybe you just abandon the project. So, I don't know. I don't know if anybody around here has that ability to do that such micro SMD work or not. I might ask around at work. I know they do that at work. See if I can. I don't know if some of those guys in those labs. I might ask around, see if somebody there could do it. I gotta buy the resistors though. And I sold my TCK7 finally to a museum back in Tennessee, and they're going to be driving out here to California to pick it up. I've been conversing back and forth with them, and so they're gonna pick it up. I don't know if they're going to be. It's actually going to be functional or just kind of on display. So I don't know. I don't know the full details on it anyway. But anyway, that's kind of what's going on here. So I think it goes to Carla. I think I'm the last in the line. W4DBQ, W6MQI.
Okay, W6MQI. Let me see what the break was. If somebody wanted to break in, so go ahead, please.
Alpha Juliet 6 X-ray Whiskey. I'm just curious what frequency you're on. I can't figure it out.
We're on 3974, and I did, if you want to check in, this is our last round, but if you want to check in, I didn't catch a call sign, and I'll put you in here, so go ahead and make a transmission if you'd like. We're on 3974 KC. Go ahead. Sign over.
Okay, that's Alpha Juliet 6 X-ray Whiskey AJ6XW. He's in the ICR somewhere at an experimental station, but he didn't pass along a name or a specific location. So that's what I copied back to Carlin. W4DBQ WA7 YBS.
Okay, very interesting. Alpha Julia 6 XW. My brain's not working. But I'm going to go ahead and leave him just in case on our last round he wants to check in again before it goes back up to me. So, Dave, if you want to pass it to AJ6XW, see if he's there on our last round, I'd appreciate it. And we still haven't heard from Bill, and Jerry's fine, so Henry will pass it to Dave. So with that, guys, this is our 73 round, and I'm going to hand it back up to Mike, W7MS, to take it. This is Whiskey Ford, Delta Victor, Quebec.
Well, thanks, Carla. For DBQ and the vintage military net Nevada style W7MS. Mike in Reno, Nevada, for the station that's joined us, AJ6XW, the experimental location in the High Sierras, somewhere in the High Sierras, but good signal into Reno. So if you're still around at the end of the rotation here, we'd appreciate a name and specific location. But let me see comments. Everybody's still doing okay, and nice to hear, Dave, that you're out and about with some back issues, but welcome back. Great signal into Reno, and hopefully maybe doing something similar there in Livermore. And yeah, if you can exercise some SMD talent at work, that would be excellent, and easy. But that we'll await further updates on that. Steve's still doing well. Vern, everybody's still doing quite well. And Richard again is a little bit more elaboration on the invaders, but that's a backfall, to quote Dave there. It's a lot of some heavy gear that Richard's picked up. But yeah, flight on the Stromberg Carlson. Henry, I sent you a picture, and it just happens to be blue. And I had noticed there was brown seemed to be the color of choice in the late 50s rather than blue. I think the blue does look. If for anything else, it looks better because it's less common. But I figured brown, when it was at the beach, would look a little, wouldn't show the dirt quite as much. I'm not quite sure. But then again, with that bling radio, I don't know if you'd be dragging it to the beach, other than maybe just to show it off. But enough on that subject. Don't forget it's Memorial Day weekend. I'll be putting out my 2 gold stars tomorrow on the day that's officially Memorial Day. And there was no mention of the successful completion of the European Theater War here a few weeks ago, the 80th anniversary of victory in Europe, which I think is quite appropriate to this frequency. And also, if Jerry's still listening, tomatoes are in the ground, and I'm going to have to go out and cull the apple tree because it's I didn't receive that hopeful light frost and freeze that would kill the blossoms. I'm going to be that apple tree is going to be in heavy distress with the load it's going to have to carry. So that's kind of a pain in the arse for apples that really aren't really edible because they're always infected by a certain insect who lays their eggs in them. But that's enough, maybe too much information. But we'll skip Bill because Bill's not here, and we'll see if Steve is still with us. And all the usual suspects. Nobody went to the Carmichael squat meet at the Elks Lodge today. So 7-3s from Reno. W6 SSP, W7MS.
Go ahead, Bill. Carla, did you copy Bill just then? N6BCT. I didn't hear Steve, but Bill is out there.
I hear both of them, and Bill is currently transmitting, or at least attempting to do so.
Bill still transmitting, over?
No, I don't think so. I was listening to a carrier, and that was all I heard, was just a light carrier, and it shut off, so I think it's ready to go to ground.
Steve, even?
Not forget
I
Steve.
didn't copy Steve.
Vern, are you there? It's over to you. Go ahead.
Running a little more power, up and down. That gave you the culprit perspective. Going 72, and that's PR relay work, 110 volt relay work. Now, and the microphone, or I can underamplified P104. It's just like the gain control on it. As I've had anything with problems with it, I've had maybe a little too much gain, so I'm trying to yeah, conditions today are good. I'm going to be getting some more couple. Now, I am going to say 73 to all. I'm hearing you with a little
Yes, WR6J, Richard, it's turned over to you if you're still on. Go ahead, please.
On and you're doubling.
Richard finished?
Yes, Richard is complete. W7MS.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, it's pretty frustrating. Yeah, the only signal in California are just JRY and MQI. For the last two go-arounds, I haven't heard anybody from over there. All right, and it's not the noise. I'm just even between all three antennas, just nothing. All right. Well, anyhow, guys, good enough. Mike, yeah, I see the Stromberg Carlson, your Bling radio. Carla may have fuzzy dice, but you got the Stromberg Carlson with the world map. Of course, you'll have to edit that world map. I mean, things have changed a little bit since 1957. I venture to say that Europe doesn't look anything like that now. As for the rest of the world, the same thing. Let's see, was Greenland still a independent sovereign country back then? It may have been. Oh well. Anyhow, someday Richard will be able to give us a call while he's out in his boat, out in the Gulf of America, and we'll round it all out. And yeah, Mike, I was reminded this Memorial Day yesterday. I was thinking, that's right, Mike's uncle was one of the fallen there at Normandy. So yes, it's not just barbecue and miscellaneous festivities, but it's the one we knows that made the ultimate right for us to be on the radio even. Anyhow, well, good deal. I got, I've still been doing lots of projects over on the evil side, the 640 meters. It's been modified, not for the SMD component. I'm back in that world again. So I got one of the SDR receivers set up for a separate receive port. Receiver protection with minuscule invisible ambient voltage suppressors on the board. Even a fly spec is bigger than that. But anyhow, it's working. I added reconfigured things for an external clock. So I've got a GPS discipline clock. Because when I get down there in the this summer from the Azores, I will be at the worst time of the year and the worst sunspot factor for 630 meters. So I'm going for broke. Every extra tenth of a dB I can shave off. And if I can get my frequency down to where it is now, parts per billion, I don't have to worry about that as being an issue and getting low signals out and in there. And wow, Dave, good deal on the TCK7. You know, I was thinking about that too. Oh, poor Dave, going back to North Carolina, and he's thinking, gosh, what am I going to do with all these radios? And then there's the TCK looming above all the rest. Well, congratulations on finding it a home, and yeah, hopefully they'll fire it up and it won't just be a hanger queen. All right, good enough. Maybe next week we'll be able to conditions to be a little better, but I won't be able to hear much of anybody from California except for Dave and Jerry. All right, with that, 73.
Okay, who have we got left?
Well, I know Chuck's going to be there.
Henry, so.
I'm going to pass this back over to Chuck.
Okay, Carla, pass over the mic. T0DWC. Just accept. Listening out.
Okay, Ron, then you fix that. All right, well, all right, guys. I'll keep it moving because the conditions are getting even worse over here. We had a noise spike pop up here, and I only heard just the tail end of Ron's transmission. So, anyway, we'll keep it going, and you guys have a good week ahead. Have a good holiday and all, and we'll talk to you later. And, AJ6 X-Ray William, gentleman's name is Dirk, D-I-R-K, in Harrow, California, running the experimental station. Dirk, if you can hear us, welcome to the Ben's Military Radio Net. So, anyway, Dirk, when you're finished, you'll hand it back up to W4DVQ net control. So with that, I will send it over to Henry, WA7YBS, to take it. 7-3s, guys. We'll talk to you next week. This is K0DWC. Go ahead, Henry.
Okay. W4DVQ, W4. Sorry about that, Chuck. K0DWC, WA7YBS. Okay. I copied everybody, and not the greatest, but I did copy. Even Bill was in there, but very difficult on Bill. So anyway, we'll say 73. Everybody have a good week coming up, and we'll see everybody back next Sunday. So, over to Dave, W6MQI, WA7YBS.
All right, Henry, WA7YBS, W6MQI. Yeah, conditions have really tanked, so 73, everybody, and Steve, I'll be emailing you. We can pick each other's brains on see if we get these radios to work. Anyway, 73, everybody, and if oh shoot, I don't remember the guy's name. Dirk. I think that's what you said, Chuck. Over to AJ6 X-Ray Whiskey, W6MQI. 73, everybody.
I believe Dirk is checked out, W7MS.
Okay, W7MS. We're going to have to put you on the payroll, Mike. You're doing really good today. Appreciate you. But there's Dirk in here. Nice of you to check in. You're always welcome. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and close the net. It's been tough today, but I appreciate everybody checking in, and then some. And this is Whiskey 4, Delta Victor, Quebec, securing the Vintage Military Radio Net. I would like to thank everyone for their participation and invite everyone back next Sunday morning. We are now returning the frequency over to regular amateur radio. And Chuck will be net control next weekend. And Ron, have a safe trip, bud, okay? See you when you get back. So this is W4DVQ Clear.